Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon sunk hopes for a peace agreement with Palestinians when last night he ruled out the division of Jerusalem or the return of Palestinian refugees. His public objections came hours after it was revealed that Israel is demanding more than 100 changes to the Bush administration's so-called roadmap toward the establishment of a Palestinian state. And on the home front, the nonpartisan weekly Capitol Hill newspaper, The Hill, is reporting the General Accounting Office abandoned a lawsuit against Vice President Dick Cheney, partially because Republicans threatened to cut the office's budget. The GAO has sought to compel Cheney to disclose the records of White House Energy Task Force due to suspicions that energy corporations like Enron had more or less written the task force recommendations. The lawsuit was the first time in the GAO's 81-year history that it acted in its capacity as the investigative arm of Congress and sued the executive branch to obtain withheld information. And finally, in these news headlines, we turn to Jeremy Scahill, Democracy Now! Correspondent in Baghdad.
While Washington continues to face stiff opposition to its war plan, Baghdad is focusing its attention inward and at foreign news cameras. The government has been staging large military parades in cities across Iraq. The events are meant to reinforce the message to America and ordinary Iraqis that there will be stiff resistance to any attempted invasion. There are the suicide bombers dressed in Hezbollah-type garb, complete with fake sticks of dynamite strapped to their chests. There are members of the Al-Quds army, originally formed to liberate Jerusalem, with pictures of Saddam Hussein pinned to their uniforms. Some of the forces look like something out of a World War I movie. Others clearly are not in top physical shape. There are women's battalions, Kurdish militias. At times, the parades look like a children's Halloween procession. Indeed, there are children's divisions. The faces of some of the men tell a sad tale of a tired people. At the parade grounds, people present themselves, eager to repeat the line given constantly to foreign journalists.
May I introduce myself? My name is Jailan Mahmoud Hussein Al-Juburi. I am a student in University of Tikrit College of Science, Deep of Biology. From this place, we want to express our feeling that we are refuse any intrusion of American, and we want to tell them that we are soldiers of our President Saddam Hussein, and we want to tell them that we are. Our country is strong, and we can to cut them to small pieces. Thank you very much.
Privately, many ordinary Iraqis say they are not enthusiastic about fighting America. Iraqis are survivors, and most are primarily concerned with protecting their children and their families. While many people say they would reject a foreign occupation, they say they would fight only if their family was being directly threatened. At a military parade in Mosul, one of the marchers showed us a picture of his naked 5-year-old son, Jassim, born with a severe birth defect. The actual forces that will likely resist a U.S. invasion are not the ones on display at these marches. The Special Republican Guard units, the Fedai Saddam or Saddam militia controlled by the president's son, Uday. In years past, Saddam Hussein was the guest of honor at such parades, but he's not appeared in public for years. Instead, the red-mustached vice chairman of the Revolutionary Command Council, Izzat Ibrahim, sits atop a balcony saluting the forces as they pass through the parade grounds. The Iraqi government has been hosting military parades like this throughout the country over the past several weeks as the Bush administration continues its push toward war. But today is special. This parade is taking place in the birthplace of Saddam Hussein, Tikrit. The governor of Tikrit has just said that the soldiers have finished their preparations for war, that they're ready to fight America, and that victory will be Iraq's. The men marching in the parades are not the powerful forces of the pre-Gulf War Iraqi military. Their guns are empty of ammunition clips, and their march is a bit out of step. Saddam Hussein's Ba'ath Party has been distributing weapons to its members. They're organizing citizens' militias in areas around Iraq. Gun shop owners like this Baghdad merchant also report an increase in gun sales. Picking up a rifle in his store, he tells us, "This is an American gun. I hope we can kill them with their own guns." He says Iraqis are searching everywhere for any kind of gun to face the American invasion. He says the Americans will see something they have never seen before. We are not Afghanistan, he says. We're willing to fight for generations. Let them come, he says. Let them come. We will take revenge for the Palestinians and the Arabs. Where are they? Let them come. Baghdad's strongest and most loyal forces are not parading in cities across Iraq. Those forces are training for urban warfare against America, and they'll likely be seen only when Saddam Hussein needs them to be. For Democracy Now!, this is Jeremy Scahill in Baghdad.
And special thanks to Jackie Suin and to Norm Stockwell of Pacifica affiliate station WORT. You are listening to Democracy